So tell me about so it's the Red Moon Medicine Movement.
Red Moon Medicine Movement, and that's something that was birthed from a vision that I was given in 2005. And I've been on a spiritual path my whole life, and I was doing, a lot of different ceremonies, and they were led by men, and I gained so much from it. But there was something missing. And so I started praying out to my ancestors and to what I call the grandmother spirits, and I actually received a vision and a message that came in response to those prayers. And what I saw was 13 teepees in a spiral, and the earth asked me to help women return their blood to the earth. And she also said that when women return their blood to the earth, men will stop killing one another for what we can so easily offer. And it just, it resonated, it rang bells right through my soul. And I said, yes, that's something that I feel very much in alignment with. And it seems to be one of the most important ways that women can reclaim their power. And their power being emotion, intuition, sensitivity, and that sort of thing. So the Red Moon Medicine Movement is focused on returning the blood to the earth, and red tents, moon lodges, reclaiming our monthly ceremony is really what it's all about. And so the message has to do with replenishment, release, the power and the magic behind letting go.
Yeah, Chief Sonny Reyna, I was just speaking to him a couple of months ago, and he said, and he's been saying this message, when women start to bleed again on the earth, then the earth will know peace. And then what has happened is that with the whole women's movement of the 60s and 70s, where it was all about, okay, we can be just as strong as the men in their way, when we've rejected our own ways and internal powers. So, to the point where there's a pill now that they can give you, and you don't have to have your period for a year or something like that. But this is where our power lies, our ability to create and co-create.
There was a reason that we did stand up strong like men, and I think it was so that we remembered that we were strong, because we gave away that. I don't want to say it was taken. We actually gave away that. We love to take care of others and put others first as women. We're the nurturers, and so it's time for us to take that back for ourselves. And so instead of standing up in our power, I'm saying we got to sit down in our power and return to the earth. And the earth is our mother. She's a conscious, alive being, and there's something of a nourishment that happens when we do return our blood to the earth. And so at this time, it's almost as though the earth is sick and she's calling for us to help. I mean, of course, we are her, and so when we focus on us, we will be healing her.
Exactly. Beautiful. So tell me about these 3 tents you have, and you've been traveling with to educate and inspire people about this.
I've had a red tent crafted in Morocco, and what I'm doing is I'm taking it to festivals. Right now it's just at festivals. I'd like the vision to grow, but we have the red tent, which is women only, and this is where we go in and we do our own personal, private prayers of release, and sometimes that involves tears, sometimes that involves really deep healing. And we ask the men to just honor our sisterhood in that space and protect us from the outside. So when we get raw and vulnerable, we want the men to stand up strong around us and protect us in that space. So that's the red tent. Behind the red tent, we set up a menstrual hut or a blood hut, and that's where we literally return our blood to the earth. So a lot of women are using keepers or menstrual cups or natural pads, and we take the blood from these products and then return it with water, dilute it, and return it to the earth. And that's happening in the menstrual hut. And then in front of the red tent is what I call the rose chamber. And this is a place to receive everyone. It's a place of education and information where the men are more than welcome. And so we do massage and nurturing and kind of tantric couples work and that sort of thing. But it's focused on a gateway to receive. And I find that men want so much to be a part of this, and I love and honor them so much for that. But it's really important that we go into sacred space alone in the red tent just for a few days each month. And it strengthens the brotherhood it will cleanse all of the communities or any health issues or emotional issues that are going on, and then the couple can come back together, and you'll find that it will be a lot more harmonious.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And of course, the red tent, there's a book, The Red Tent. So the red tent, it really isn't just a modern idea and concept. In the book, they talked about how in the ancient, or in the, ancient days, the women, especially, they used to travel nomadically and be married to multiple women to a man. So it was a way, during their moon cycles, they went into the tent and they bled and they worked out their problems and issues. Literally. You're sitting there with your sisters, and of course, when we're living that close together, we're usually harmonizing our moon cycles.
And the red tent was very specific to a culture. We had many different forms of that. For example, in the Native American way, the moon lodge, right? And so it's always been there. For some reason we let it go, I'm not sure why. I don't want to focus on that, but the point is just to bring that back. So I did read that book, The Red Tent. Very wonderful. I highly recommend that to all women. And but really it is about sitting down, getting back with your sisters. This is when we would do our dreaming, our visioning, our crafting, our storytelling before books. This is when we would pass down all of the information from generation to generation, and there was no such thing as competition between women. We were sisters, and we empowered one another, we helped one another, we took care of one another, and that's what I'm talking about, because that is true strength.
True strength.
Yeah.
Right. And we're all interested in peace, and that's why they say the women are the peacemakers, because ultimately we want to just take care of our children and see everybody do well. And so when we start to reconnect with each other, we're having this really amazing movement. Even the Dalai Lama said that the world's peace is going to be restored by the women of the West. And we're all cultures, all races, religions coming together and remembering our sisterhood on a soul level. So it's really beautiful.
It is really beautiful. I think that right now there is something that I'm calling the return of the goddess. The wombs are awakening, women are remembering themselves and returning to beauty, and it's nothing external beauty. It's something that's very deep and heartfelt. And when the Dalai Lama said that, I really believe that it is true in a very loving and compassionate way. I think that when we start nurturing ourselves, our families, the planet, this is the key to peace on earth, is really finding it here within. Now, the Red Moon Project or Red Tent Project, or any name that you would call it, returning your blood to the earth is going to be a huge part of that, because it will help us reconnect to the planet. It will help us reconnect to one another. It will help us connect to the natural cycles of the celestial bodies, the moon, for example. And when we become more connected to divinity this way, I think that's what he's talking about, really being able to restore peace, restore balance. If you look at some of the places where women are most repressed, you'll find there's also the most war.
Right.
And so when we gently and in the right way reclaim this, we're going to see a balance restored as well.
Yay.
It's very exciting.
It is very exciting. And then one more little question, priestess to priestess. I meet so many people and they're like, Heather, you're a priestess, and Jasmin's a priestess as well. And they just seem to be so excited or intrigued by us using these titles, which we've been ordained with, actually, and walking this walk. So just your thoughts on this.
On priestessing, well, it's an ancient way of walking this earth, and I have always felt that my calling was a spiritual path in this world, and being a priestess to me simply means dedicating oneself to the divine, However, I do put a focus on goddess energy, goddess being Mother Earth, the divine feminine, which exists in all things, even men. We're both masculine and feminine. We are night and day, sun and moon. And so being a priestess is about empowerment, empowering other people, but really walking a gentle path on this planet, recognizing that everything is alive, everything has a consciousness and a voice, and everything deserves love and respect, and so on communicating with the divine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Priestess Jasmin Starrchild, and I'm Heather Salmon, and this is my New Earth update for this beautiful December 3rd day in Middletown. Yay, a dry creek.
Thank you.
You're welcome.